So 5 a.m. I've been up for about 45 minutes because it's a blessing and a curse. And usually I get a ton of stuff done before everybody else wakes up. Like I'll just get all my work done between the hours like 4 and 5 all the way up to like 8 or 9 in the morning. And that's when I start training. But a big part of that's just also the way that I eat. I've never been really good at waking up in the morning and consuming a ton of food. I think, not to get all crybaby stuff, but I think it had a lot to do when I was younger. I had to take a lot of medication, and you couldn't like eat a lot of food while eating these pills, and it made you like really messed up your digestive tract. So I'd never been an eater. I drink a lot in the morning. So first things first is this like nasty green looking soup. It's called Strong Coffee Matcha. A friend of mine owns the company. He shipped over the stuff. Typically I just want to like consume stuff that's going to like get me going for the day, and it's not going to weigh a lot. And I can sip on this, or I'll have coffee with some honey or maple syrup. And like, it's just probably about like 200 calories of something fluids wise. And I get going. I'll take you into my kitchen and I'll show you real quick what I do for water. I have to be quiet because my roommate's sleeping. I feel like a dick. So check this out. There's this thing right here called a Vitalizer Plus. You turn it on, you turn it spin. Typically I go 27 minutes. It spins the water and basically supposed to change the pH level and increase the minerals inside the water. And it's like fresh, real water, not bottled water that's been denatured and sat there for a while. It's trendy, it's interesting, but a very close friend of mine, Bobby Williams, who's probably the fittest dude I know, above the age of 40, and he's 58. He's consuming this stuff all the time, and whatever he does, I'll do. Next, I'll go with something like Vital Performance or FNX. It doesn't really matter. Like, there's a couple brands that are good. No offense, Vital Performance. I think it's probably because your products are really quality, but they taste like shit. FNX has got some better tasting stuff. My formula is going to be out probably in like the next 6 weeks. So I'll have probably 32 ounces of water and 2 scoops of BCAAs next. And then I come down here, and the creatine I've been taking for 11, 12 years now, concrete creatine, I'll take 2 scoops of that next. And that will be like my morning. That will push me through until about 6 a.m. And if I'm feeling good, that's when I'm going to go for probably some toast and stuff. But we'll see. I'm just going to record everything. I'm trying to be on top of my game. It's going to be hard, but we'll figure it out. Psst. All right, we're back. So the way I'll explain this real quick, the reason why I have my diet set up the way it is I work with a guy named Matt Walrath from Beyond Macros. I've known him for 5 years now or something like that. Lives down in Australia now, owns a macros coaching business. I've done every diet under the sun, not because I believe in some kind of religion that dictates it. It's just more because I want to have the best performance possible. So I'm testing out everything. What I found is that diet, what you eat, isn't necessarily going to give you the best performance. The fuel, the amount of fuel, is going to give you the best performance. If you typically look at the most high-performing athletes, they don't necessarily prescribe to any one specific diet. They all really need to eat a lot of food to perform, or they need to undereat to cut. Like if you look at the Tour de France athletes, they're always trying to ride the razor, what they call it, which is meaning be as close to their lowest body weight possible to make sure that they have the most highest watts compared to the per kilo of body weight. So the lower your weight is, the higher your watts are if you can sustain it. Here are my splits right here. Current splits: 3,400 calories, 230 protein, 440 carbs, 80 grams of fat. I had Matt write me this about 2 or 3 months ago, maybe even longer. I can't remember. Let's see what date is on this. Yeah, October 12th. Because I wanted to cut down to get ready for Spartan Games, and I wanted to cut down to get ready for High Rocks. I didn't really track my calories that well. I got lazy. It was just kind of like, I'm not a man of excuses, but you just never knew if these races were going to happen. So I was just like, maybe I'll drink a beer, maybe I'll have a cheeseburger, maybe I won't count today. The beer and the cheeseburger aren't necessarily bad, but what can be bad is just never nailing your numbers. And if you're good 3 or 4 days out of the week, then bad 4 days out of the week, it's just like, you're never going to get there. So that sucks. But I'll also give you guys a split from about 3 years ago when he had me on much higher calories and I was so lean and fast. So I'm going to try to bring those numbers up too. This is August 2nd, 2017. I think this was just after, 2 months after my High Rocks world title. And at the time, I had to have been weighing about 195 pounds. So that's about 10 pounds lighter than I am now. Different muscle mass for sure. Lean, but I am a much stronger person now. And obviously 10 pounds heavier. So these are the old splits. Monday strength and easy run, 3,800 calories, 200 protein, 470 grams carbs, 130 fat. So we're 50 grams of fat up. Tuesday is 5,000 calories, 240 grams of carbs, 240 grams of protein, 560 grams of fat. Sorry, we're doing this again. 240 protein, 560 carbs, 200 grams of fat. That's fucking crazy. Wow, chubby bastard. 240, Wednesday is 240, 560, 200 again. Thursday is just bike and strength. Gosh, so I was doing about up to 4 hours of cardio while doing this. Bike and strength is 4,700 calories, 240 protein, 520 carbs, 185 fat. And then Saturday is another 5,000 calorie day at 240 grams of protein, 560, 200. And then Sunday, rest day, just intake, maintenance is 3,000 calories, 200 protein, 400 carbs, 67 fat. So a maintenance day for me back in 2017, and I was lean, had me at almost as many calories I have right now, 10 pounds above. And I actually had my metabolic rate tested not too long ago, and my engine's actually eating almost as much as I was before, on much less cardio. So I may have to increase this again. So right now, they just canceled High Rocks. Kind of doing an intake of life and what I want to do and where I want my body to go. Immediate goals that are for sure. We have Murph in 5 months, and then, potentially High Rocks in April. And I'm going to give up, it looks like right now, on Spartan Race Jacksonville, just because it's not that I don't want to support the company, but I as a person who's very addicted to competition and very, very emotional about it in the way that I get super involved, I can't let myself have this wind up and then crash of what it's like to build up for a race and then not have it happen. So to keep it safe, I'm just going to chill out for a while. But I'll make really interesting videos for you guys in the meantime. I'll be back. Hey guys, it's our first big meal of the day. I don't know if that's true. Yeah, it is. So check this out. That's about a 10-ounce ribeye and 2 cups of rice, and I'm gonna put a ton of this salt on it because honestly I need way more salt. Probably took about 1 tablespoon to cook that steak of butter, and then yerba mate tea. I love this stuff. Basically, it's just kind of like sugar water. I don't even know what's the ingredients. But 28 grams of sugar, and who gives a crap? I'm going to be working out a lot anyways. I need the energy. The more carbs I eat, the leaner I am. We're going to try to push up to that 400 to 500 grams of carbohydrates today. Probably 240 to 250 grams of protein, and maybe 90 to 100 grams of fat. So this is the first solid meal, and it's 10:06. It's because I kind of taking the day really slow. I'm kind of coming back. If I was in heavy training right now, I probably would have woken up in the morning and either gone fasted into a workout or had some toast. But this is the first heavy meal of the day. This typically would be after a training session. So we're good for now. I'll keep you posted on the next meal. I'm going to go smash some weights after this. Yeah, that was fucking embarrassing. All right, Benny's on the phone right now, so I'm just letting you guys know on the GoPro that there is somebody else in the room while we're having this conversation. I just took 2 scoops of this instant coffee, and I'm going to have about, let's say we're going to mash this thing down and pour about 4 tablespoons of maple syrup. Yeah. And that's going to be my sugar complex with my caffeine complex. And if this all works out, I am starting also the idea of a charity event that I may host. This will be the first tester workout. I'm going to do a little bit of squats, try to get 315 pounds on the front squat, and then I'm going to go from there and see how tough I am in this Macho Man workout. So I will keep you guys posted on the second. This is third meal of the day. All right. Good chunk of plates, 25, 25, 25, 10, 10, 10. And about 40 pounds of bands on each side at the top. We're gonna see how well we can grease this groove. All right, pray for me, Matt. Woo, bingo! All right, guys, back to the powwow. So check this out. We are going to, this is post-workout. Gonna take about a tablespoon of butter. We're going to take, let's see here, probably gonna take about 8 slices of turkey right here. We're gonna get 2 slices of Dave Killer's bread. No, actually, we're gonna get Inked Organics. And we're gonna make a sandwich. That's starting to heat up right now. And then I'm gonna pair it with a couple of yogurts right here that are about 160 calories a piece. So we're at like 320, 330. And with the sandwich will be probably like around 900 for that. And we had 900 probably for the first meal, maybe a little bit more. And we also have a ton of sugar and carbs, and then I'll probably drink some orange juice too. But I'll add everything up at the very end on a piece of paper so you can see it all. But this is post-workout meal. Not really a big fan of protein shakes unless it's like an addition. I think it can be very useful, but I'm always trying to pull in as much real food as possible. So I forgot to mention cheese. This is gonna end up being a really fat lunch, just like alone from this. Each one of these yogurts has about 10 grams of fat, so that's 10, 20 between these 2 slices. Shit, that's a lot. 30, 40. And the butter, it's like 50 grams of fat. So this is one of the things I'll tell you guys about. Like, you gotta be really careful, and this is why tracking macros is really interesting. If you get the numbers down really properly, for some reason your body just transforms overnight. I tend to do better with less fat and much higher carbohydrates, and this meal's carbohydrates only really come from the bread, a little bit from the yogurt. So later on in the night, I'm gonna have to cut back on all fats, and I'm gonna have to just crank up. Like, I got tons of bagels over here, so I'm just gonna go fat boy style, lighting up in front of my couch, just stuffing my face. Bro? Yeah, you're a screen within a screen, Tyler. So I'm currently having lunch with my friend Tyler. He's a military helicopter pilot who's never been to war. Yeah, so I... I'll do that for life. Active duty, never on mission duty for life. I changed up the thing. I added up all the calories. It was too much fat. I couldn't do it, so I ended up swatching over. I went just 1 thing of yogurt. We got our sandwich here. Then we went a whole bagel with 3 tablespoons of some jelly jam. Altogether, probably about 120 grams of carbs, maybe 40, 50 grams of protein, and probably about 40 grams of fat. That's meal 2. Currently on an assault bike in my living room, watching Yellowstone, and I got that water bottle right there. It's filled with 2 scoops of NUUN hydration, which is probably like 25 grams of carbohydrate per scoop, so around 50 grams of carbohydrates, and 2 scoops of creatine from Concrete Creatine. You know, 1 scoop per 100 pounds. I'll probably do another 2 before bed, and you know, probably about 50% to 2/3 through my calories. I'm definitely behind. So as soon as I get off this thing, I'll probably be on for another 30 minutes or so. Just keeping it light, because last week was training week, training camp. I did a lot of extra volume. Just kind of beat up on me, kind of pull back a little bit, and then ramp up over the next 3 weeks. So, you know, right now, calories a little bit lower than necessary. Training's a little bit lower than necessary because it's a lighter week. But we'll keep on adding things up, keep on watching, it's gonna get exciting. I don't know if you guys know, but I have this sweet handlebar mustache now. Pretty awesome. I'm trying to dig through the trash to get the calories here. We got 2 servings per container. That's actually not that much. 2 servings, so that's only 300 calories worth of steak. Bunch of bull crap. I gotta eat so much tonight. I just had these Asian grains again, a little bit of butter. As I said, I had that while I was doing my little bike session, 75 minutes. Here it is right here, tons of salt on top. I'm probably above 2,000 milligrams of sodium today, so it's cranking, and we still gotta eat a shit ton amount of food, so stay tuned. So we just finished the steak and rice, and still pretty far behind on carbs. I'd say I'm between 250 and 320, and I probably need to be 100 up. So I get cups like this. I don't know if you can see the measurements, and I'll just take down some simple orange juice. I like fresh squeeze, but cheap stuff does the same job. Just need a little carbohydrates. So I'll probably do 16 ounces right now, and then I'll try to get some other food in. If I still don't get enough, I will pour another 16 ounces, and that will be near 100 grams of just orange juice sugar. And a lot of people would say, sugar isn't good for you. Well, let me tell you a thing or two. It's the best. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I basically just did like a 2-minute speech with you guys, maybe even longer, and I forgot to press record. I am such a jackass. I hate being an influencer. It sucks. You guys are lucky. I really like you. All right, let's just finish this off. So I am currently finishing off this protein shake right here because I can't eat any more steak. It'll be too much fat. Almost drank an entire thing of orange juice. Here's the breakdown. 487 carbs, 113 fats, 229 protein. It's a pretty good day. Stacks up to 3,794 calories. That is probably like 80% volume day for me. Not even. It's probably less, actually, 70% or lower. If I was in high volume training, it'd be above 5,000 calories, so about another 1,200. And the reality is a lot of my diet comes from a lot of sugar, fruits, orange juice, honey, maple syrup. Like, that's where I get a lot of my carbs from. The more like kind of substantial, like meal-based carbs comes from bread and rice. And my meat, I love steak. Sometimes it's a little bit too fatty if you're trying to keep the fats down. And typically, if it wasn't so windy outside, I would have grilled a bunch of kebabs. But we stayed inside and we pan-cooked some steaks. But that's a day in the life currently. Hopefully, we'll do a 2.0. We're going to kick some serious ass. I hope you guys learned something. I certainly had a struggle today just doing all the math in my head. If you want to do this, by the way, download the app MyFitnessPal. It's pretty easy to use, pretty affordable. So I'll be back. I'm going to chug this shake. I'm passing it.